Your perspective is so valuable here. What do you think the insurance industry can do to grow a culture of diversity and inclusion?
Well, we're on our way. We've got the Dive In Festival. It was in its sixth year last year. I didn't know what that would start at the beginning. Now, the Dive In Festival is in September, and it's a festival celebrating, if you like, diversity and inclusion. And the first year we did it, which was 2015, it was only in London, and it was only around the Lloyd's building. And I was very, very, very nervous because I knew that there were many people being rude and critical of me for doing this. But I said, it's the right thing. I've got to do it. And what happened with that first one was it unleashed all sorts of conversations, and it empowered people to say, actually, we've got to do something about this. It's not good enough. We've been putting up with a lack of equal opportunity for too long. And so the next year we actually started going global. And I called up a few friends around the world and said, would you host an event outside of London? And they said yes. And then the next year it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And last year, I don't even know, many, many cities in well over 30 countries across the world, addressing and talking about some of these tricky topics, because some of these topics can be difficult. People can feel very threatened. So, for instance, when Women's Network started and got very popular, the men would be very critical and saying, well, what about our network? And I would sort of say, well, actually, you've had your own network for most of the time. I mean, Lloyd's didn't even allow a woman into the underwriting floor until the 1970s. So for 300 years, you just had your own big network.
Yeah.
So I did push back a little at that, but sensibly, of course, you've got to have conversations with people from other groups. And with the Black Lives Matter movement now, I really hope that, I mean, it was tragic circumstances, don't get me wrong, but I hope that now people can start thinking really seriously about this, not paying lip service anymore to their diversity and inclusion initiatives, saying this will make a difference. Because I tell you, if we manage to crack this, in business, it will seep into broader society. And we have to be aiming for a more equal world. We're missing out on all sorts of talent that doesn't want to even perhaps work for you, never mind stay with you once they're there, if you don't have an inclusive and equal environment. So the insurance sector, we do need to do some work. I do still see more photos when I read the appointments. I do see more photos of white men still than any black person or any female being promoted and appointed to some of these leadership roles. But slowly I'm seeing more women. And you know what? I'm looking forward to the day when I'm not rejoicing and cheering and whooping because it's a female who's been appointed. Mm-hmm. I want to reach the day when that's just as normal as anyone else being appointed. But we've got to also take the race card seriously. We've got to be more embracing and understanding. And it does, to me, start with perhaps some uncomfortable conversations, perhaps talking to somebody who you wouldn't normally talk to and being open and asking them about something.